All right, I got that portion of it done. So that was good to be able to get that thing off of there. It wasn't terribly difficult. I didn't mark it very well when I was taking it apart, so getting it back together again may be a challenge. We'll see. But for the most part, that thing held up really well. I mean, it came apart well, and the fasteners and everything came loose on it. Nothing was rusted in there, and the thing was still pretty stable. There was one fastener in there that I had to cut off. That's because that nut insert that was in there, and it looked like I probably did it when I was putting it together, was spinning in there, so I had to cut it. But that was the only fastener in that entire thing that I had a problem with. So anyway, now that is phase 3 of this mammoth deck project that I needed to get accomplished. Of course, going back in summary, I put the cover over that end of the deck over there. I cut up the hot tub, and then I needed to remove that Arbor looking thing that was sitting on there. We never really used that thing the way that we thought we were going to use it. It was intended that I was going to keep my grill in there, and there was all kinds of grill accessories that came with it. They're all sitting over there on the side now. And but I just never used it like that, so it was just always kind of sitting there. But anyway, so now this is now I can get down to business and what I really need to get to, and that is coming in here and starting to replace a lot of these boards. I have pretty much determined at this point that this area right here where this hot tub was sitting, that those boards look pretty damn good in there. It's probably because it was under this cover and they just weren't being subjected to the heat and the elements and the humidity. And well, the humidity they probably were, but they seem to have held up pretty well. But as soon as you come outside of this little Arbor thing, you start going down through here, and these are in pretty bad shape. So more than likely, about 3/4 of this whole deck surface right here will be replaced. And then, of course, I have some of these header boards up here on the top rail boards will need to be replaced. I got one over there that already fell off. And so anyway, this is all just part of the whole deck refurbishing project that I've got going on. So, and then I'll also move this furniture out. A lot of these boards down here on this portion of the deck are still in pretty good shape. They just have some cracks in them and things like that, but the integrity of the board itself is still in pretty good shape. So I'm hoping that material that I'm going to use to stain this with is going to fill in a lot of those cracks. But so anyway, I'm glad to have that portion of it done. So now I can really get down to business and I can start yanking up these boards. I can start replacing them. That's not all going to be done in one weekend for me. I have a day job, and so I can't get out here and do all this. I try to get it done on my weekends. But so this will be just kind of a slow progress. I'll make some videos of that as I'm going along, and probably just have one final video that kind of shows the replacement of all these boards, and then eventually staining it in the spring. All right, so for today, I am glad to have that done and out of there. Now I can get back to business. On to the next job.